1973 D. Kennedy half dollar is a United States 50-cent coin created to honor the legacy of John F. Kennedy. After President Kennedy was assassinated in 1963, the United States decided to commemorate him on a new coin. In 1964, the Kennedy half dollar was introduced by the United States Mint, replacing the Franklin half dollar series. The coin quickly became one of the most famous modern American coins because it memorialized a beloved president whose leadership and vision had left a strong impression on the nation. By 1973, the coin had already been produced for nearly a decade, and millions of examples were circulating or being saved by collectors. The 1973 D version was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small d mint mark on the obverse side of the coin just below Kennedy's portrait near the date. The design of the Kennedy half dollar has remained largely the same since it was first introduced in 1964. The obverse side shows a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy designed by the U.S. Mint engraver Gilroy Roberts. The portrait captures Kennedy's recognizable hairstyle and confident facial expression, symbolizing strength, hope, and leadership. Around the portrait appears the word, "Liberty," across the top edge of the coin, while the phrase, "In God We Trust," is split on both sides of Kennedy's neck. At the bottom of the coin is the year 1973, indicating when the coin was struck. Just beside the date is the small d mint mark, which identifies the Denver Mint as the production facility. The reverse side of the coin was designed by another talented mint engraver, Frank Gasparo. This side features the presidential seal of the United States, showing a powerful heraldic eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle has a shield on its chest and holds an olive branch in one talon, symbolizing peace, and a bundle of arrows in the other talon, symbolizing defense and strength. Above the eagle's head are rays of light and a ring of stars representing the American states. The words, "United States of America," appear along the upper rim, while the denomination, half dollar, is written along the bottom. This patriotic design gives the coin a strong national identity and makes it easily recognizable among modern American coins. The 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar is made from a copper nickel-clad composition. Earlier versions of the Kennedy half dollar issued between 1965 and 1970 contained some silver, but starting in 1971 the United States Mint switched to copper nickel-clad metal due to rising silver prices. The 1973 D coin therefore contains outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it has many small vertical grooves around the rim. These grooves were historically used to prevent people from shaving small amounts of precious metal from coins when silver and gold coins were common. During the early 1970s, half dollars were not widely used in everyday commerce. Most Americans preferred using quarters, dimes, or dollar bills instead. Because of this reduced demand, many half dollars were produced primarily for collectors or remained stored in bank vaults. As a result, large numbers of 1973 D. Kennedy half dollars still exist today, especially in uncirculated or lightly circulated condition. However, some coins entered circulation and may now be found in bad or heavily worn condition, especially after decades of use. A 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar in bad condition often shows clear signs of wear and damage from years of circulation. On the obverse side, the fine details of Kennedy's hair may appear smooth or flattened. His cheek and jawline may also lose their sharpness due to constant handling. The surface of the coin may have many scratches, contact marks, and small dents caused by rubbing against other coins in pockets, purses, or cash registers. In some cases, the coin may develop dark toning, black stains, or uneven coloration if it has been exposed to moisture, dirt, or environmental chemicals. On the reverse side, heavy wear may cause the eagle's feathers to become less visible, and the lines in the shield may fade or blend together. The olive branch and arrows may also appear less detailed. In extreme cases of wear, the coin's surface may show corrosion or pitting, especially if it has been buried, stored in damp conditions, or exposed to chemical reactions over many years. These kinds of damage can significantly reduce the coin's collectible value, though the coin may still remain historically interesting. Coin collectors use a standardized grading system to evaluate coin condition. This system ranges from poor P1 at the lowest level to mint state MS70 at the highest level. A heavily circulated 1973 D Kennedy $half may fall into grades such as good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12 depending on how much detail remains visible. Coins in these lower grades usually show significant wear but still allow collectors to identify the design and date. Because the 1973 D coin was produced in large numbers and contains no precious metal, examples in poor condition usually have little value beyond their face value of 50 cents. Despite this, the Kennedy $half series remains extremely popular among coin collectors. Many collectors enjoy assembling complete sets that include every year and mint mark. Some people search for coins with rare minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchettes. If a 1973 D Kennedy $half were discovered with a dramatic mint error, its value could be significantly higher than that of a normal coin, even if it shows some wear. The Kennedy $half also represents an important era in American coinage history. It reflects the nation's effort to honor a president whose vision inspired millions of people. President Kennedy's famous speeches and leadership during the early 1960s helped shape American culture and politics, and his portrait on the $half continues to remind people of that legacy. Even decades later, the coin remains one of the most recognizable symbols of modern U.S. coin design. In conclusion, the 1973 D Kennedy $half is a copper-nickel-clad 50-cent coin produced at the Denver Mint as part of the long-running Kennedy $half series. While coins in bad or heavily worn condition are usually common and not highly valuable, they still represent an important historical tribute to President John F. Kennedy. For collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts, even a worn example can tell a story about the coin's journey through decades of circulation and its place in the broader history of American numismatics. The 1999 D Kennedy $half is a United States 50-cent coin issued to honor the legacy of John F. Kennedy. Kennedy was one of the most influential and widely admired leaders in modern American history, and after his assassination in 1963 the United States quickly decided to commemorate him on circulating coinage. The Kennedy $half first appeared in 1964 and was produced by the United States Mint as a tribute to the late president. By 1999 the series had already been in production for more than 30 years and had become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American numismatics. The 1999 D version was struck at the Denver Mint, and the small D mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin indicates its place of manufacture. This mint mark appears just below Kennedy's portrait near the date. The design of the Kennedy $half has remained largely unchanged since its introduction. The obverse side of the coin features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy created by sculptor Gilroy Roberts, who served as chief engraver of the United States Mint. The portrait captures Kennedy's strong profile, neatly styled hair, and confident expression, symbolizing leadership and national pride. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions, "Liberty," across the top edge of the coin and, "In God We Trust," split on both sides of the neck. At the bottom is the date 1999, identifying the year the coin was struck. The reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal of the United States. At the center is a majestic eagle with a shield on its chest, holding arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, representing the nation's readiness for war and its desire for peace. Surrounding the eagle are the words, "United States of America," and "$half." The 1999 D. Kennedy half dollar is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which became standard for the series after 1971 when the United States discontinued silver in most circulating coins. The coin consists of outer layers made from 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It has a diameter of 30.6 mm, a weight of approximately 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge with small vertical grooves around the rim. These grooves are a traditional feature on many coins and originally served as a security measure to prevent the removal of precious metal from coin edges. Although modern Kennedy half dollars contain no silver, the reeded edge remains part of the design tradition. During the late 20th century, the half dollar was not widely used in everyday commerce in the United States. Most people preferred smaller denominations such as quarters, dimes, and dollar bills. Because of this reduced demand, many Kennedy half dollars from the 1990s, including the 1999 D issue, were produced primarily for collectors and were often stored in bank vaults rather than circulating heavily. As a result, large numbers of these coins still exist in uncirculated or lightly circulated condition today. However, some coins did enter circulation and may now be found in bad or heavily worn condition. A 1999 D. Kennedy half dollar in bad condition usually shows clear signs of wear and damage from long-term circulation. On the obverse side, the details of Kennedy's hair and facial features may appear flattened or smooth due to repeated handling. Scratches, small dents, and contact marks may cover the surface of the coin from rubbing against other coins. The coin may also show discoloration such as dark gray, black, or brown toning, especially if it has been exposed to moisture, dirt, or chemicals over time. On the reverse side, the eagle's feathers may lose their fine details, and the shield lines may appear faded. In some extreme cases, the coin's surface may show corrosion, stains, or environmental damage that significantly reduces its visual appeal. Coin collectors evaluate the condition of coins using a grading scale that ranges from poor P1 to mint state MS70. A 1999 D. Kennedy half dollar in very worn condition may fall into grades such as good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12. In these grades the coin's design remains visible but has lost much of its original detail. Because the 1999 D issue was produced in large numbers and does not contain silver, a coin in poor condition typically has very little collector value. In most cases it is worth only its face value of 50 cents, though collectors may still keep such coins for educational purposes or as part of a complete Kennedy half dollar collection. Even though worn examples are common, some Kennedy half dollars from the 1990s can still attract interest if they display unusual features. Occasionally, coins leave the mint with minting errors such as off-center strikes, doubled lettering, clipped planchettes, or die cracks. These mint errors can make a coin far more valuable than a normal example. Additionally, coins that remain in perfect or near-perfect condition may receive high grades from professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, and these certified coins can sell for higher prices among collectors. The Kennedy half dollar series remains one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Many collectors enjoy assembling full sets that include coins from every year and mint location. The series also has strong historical significance because it commemorates a beloved American president whose leadership during the early 1960s left a lasting impression on the nation. Even decades later, the portrait of President Kennedy continues to appear on modern half-dollar coins, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. In conclusion, the 1999 D. Kennedy half dollar is a modern American coin produced at the Denver Mint as part of the long-running Kennedy half dollar series. While examples in bad condition are generally common and not particularly valuable, they still represent an important piece of American history and a tribute to President John F.